Hello. Welcome, everyone. This is INDIKA. I don't play a lot of games that released in the current year. So it's like I haven't played anything in 2025, like for this month. But in 2024, I played surprising amount. By surprising amount, I mean three. Three games that came out in 2024 I played. This is one of them. It just kind of never left my attention when I saw that it was being released in May. And a little bit after May, I went, yeah, I'll give this one a shot. I'm glad I did, because not only do I have it, I have this, which I'm just playing on PC, but I also went and got a physical release on PS5, so yeah, I would say that I do like this game. I do like it a lot. But what is it? Because a lot of, there's a bunch of lists out there that actually include INDIKA on like their top 10, or things to pay attention to like in 2024 that you might have missed. This is usually on there. And I would say they kind of get into a little bit of it, but most of it you're going to be seeing in like the first 20 minutes. So, not really sure how to go about that. Because after playing it in full, like, there's the obvious hook that you see on the store page. Where it's just like, okay, it's a little bit wacky. There's some weird screenshots in there. Some of the early like the release footage is going into how odd you're gonna see the things you're gonna see in the game. And then you actually get into playing the game in full. And you realize, well, that's the hook that draws you in, but are you gonna be staying around for the full thing? Because this game has something to say. Does have something it wants to say. So, let's get into it. And I'm probably not going to show off everything, and I'm probably not even going to get through like the entire game today. That's why it's part 1. Because even though this is a game you could finish in 3 hours, I would say don't. Because what they've created is really good. And encourages you to slow down and take it all in. Because especially when the premise of the game is you are a nun, you are INDIKA, and she has someone who tags around with her in her mind. The devil. So hopefully everything is balanced here, because there's some pretty quiet parts. So I should be able to balance this a little bit better. All right, ready? Let's begin. Yeah, I've just been playing a bunch in between all the levels here. So let's go. Here we go. Get tumbling down. Simplistic enough?
Forgive me. I forgot myself for a moment. Sorry. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Go. There's a basket for Smaragda in the warehouse. She's waiting.
Alright, our first quest. With that, we'll get a level up. Take a basket with vegetables from the warehouse and bring it to Sister Smaragda in the refectory.
What does it mean to be truly righteous? To never succumb to temptation, or to take a vow of chastity despite constant temptation? Our heroine did not know the answer to this question and preferred never to dwell on it. If it were up to her, she would have chosen the quiet life of a nun. However, destiny had something different in store for her.
Most of the levels are pretty linear. But with this first part, like, you can complete it in maybe about 5-10 minutes. But if you really stop, which again, INDIKA wants you to, get a lot of nice little scenes like this. Finding all the benches. Like you're playing as a nun. You're not going to be running around going all over the place. The entire point is to contemplate. Alright, there we go. Changing lighting and whatnot. There are people
sorry.
around? Oop.
Maybe I can help.
You're the last person I need right now. Get lost.
Sorry.
Plenty of extra bits that are just all over the place. The little diamond over there is just where we need to go, roughly. Just need to get there. User manual for steam hydraulic machine. It feels like a puzzle item almost, but it's just here. That's all. Nothing crazy. It's metal.
Look, it works. No, you're not stupid at all.
Are you lecturing me? Did you get thrown out of the evening service again? Leave me alone.
Well, let's head back up, because I'm needing to go down through that door. Because you can go around this building and completely miss everything inside it. If you're really just making a beeline for that diamond. There are other places we can go inside. And 2 of them have some interesting things inside. Yay! Drinking from the spring gives us a reward. Let's head on around. That would lead us down here. Criticism is that they make this place massive, because usually a monastery is not an entire complex. She's just busy. Time for some more meddling. Most sensible thing. Have a piano. Deface the piano with paint. Stack 2 chairs on top of each other to make a ladder.
Hey, where are you going? Hey,
I'm
stop.
sorry. I'm sorry.
It.
I don't really know how to... Forgive me. Forgive me. I should go. I should go. I should go.
See ya. There's where we need to go. It's just dark.
For the sake of the prayers of all the... Stesha, do you have something prepared for Smaragda? It's cold today, isn't it? Oh, potatoes. Thank you. Thank you.
The sisters loved Indika. Christian love is known to be patient, merciful, and faithful. However, in a lowly human sense, they didn't love her that much. To be completely honest, they didn't love her at all. Many of them felt nothing but disgust for her. Indika, however, was not to blame. Were it not for the voice that was inculcating ideas in her, unforgivable for a Christian, she would have been a virtuous and rather mediocre nun. Indika's biggest dream was for that voice to leave her alone once and for all. Her entire life became a struggle, a painful resistance. No matter how hard she tried, no matter how much she tortured herself, the voice grew louder and more convincing every day.
And again, if you were just streamlined going through this place, there's some things you might miss. Places you can go. And also, is it amazing how we can just track our trail through everything? But also, oddly uncanny. Not a horse. Head come up a little bit. Ugh. Take the long way around. Work on that arm strength. card has now moved.
Today I was walking with me through the refectory and I saw the servant of bullets holding a flashlight and apples.
Here's one. Off the beaten path. A reliquary. Preserves a fragment of the remains of St. Barlaam of Egypt. Famous for the hallow's exquisite fragrance. Helps with indigestion, gastrointestinal upset, and pelvic organ disorders. We level up. We didn't need to do the duty in order to level up. Strange RPG mechanics. It's fun that it's level 8 and it's like, okay, Indika's been working. She's been working hard. She's mostly been focusing on extras instead of right now in order to get a multiplier. So we get to choose for her. Do we feel more humility or do we feel more grief? And in this particular moment, potential grief, also the multiplier, the right now, doesn't feel right. So we'll go with a multiplier, which will eventually lead us into the next bit. Gotta make sure that she levels up. Don't mind me and my potatoes. You can also get the asceticism. Practitioner's Guide. Treat the top and bottom of the outer thigh with strong herbal infusions. Make skin incisions across the top and bottom of the thigh. Heat up the fetters until they become red. Slowly insert the fetters under the skin while pulling it with a surgical hook. Cool. Not only do we get 10, but we get a multiplier. All about that. It's always relegated to a corner. Always relegated to a corner. I had a feeling it wasn't going to be like that. We can close the door, but we cannot close the door. Well, we can from this side. Good. Okay. Ooh. All the potatoes.
Bring some water.
Yes. Ooh, even more points. Now. I love this part because it is an absolute filtering tool. Like, yeah, you were very interested in the hooks of the game and what was going on. We have not seen anything yet because it is very quiet opening. And now we just have to fill a barrel with water. Alright. Nothing fantastic about that. This is a bit finicky because you have to think about, okay, the direction and the rotation that Indica is doing with her hands. Kind of have to do it with the keys or the analog stick you might be using. Just using the keyboard. Okay, makes sense. And this is where a lot of people would probably quit. I kind of love that. Strong right arm. No use of the left. Except for now.
Useless labor is the basis of spiritual development. Obedience is above fasting or prayers. Indica didn't understand why she needed to retrieve the water from the well if there was a pump next door that took it from a sacred spring. She didn't understand why drinking from the spring was allowed, but cooking soup was a sin. The well was only about 15 meters away from the spring. It was not possible to have any other water there. Even a tenth of it is the same. They say on Epiphany, even a drop of holy water blesses an entire canister. If that were true, a couple of evaporated drops from the spring would bless the puddles beneath her.
That was what I was waiting for. Just talking about useless labor. That's kind of what it feels like it is. As you work through this. And yes, you do have to do it 5 times. Are you actually in it to play this game or not, is what the game is telling you. Yeah, check out that gloop water. I mean, they do pretty decently with the water reflections, seeing as like it's rarely used, and they're going like, okay, we just need to make sure that this is poured okay. I just like the sacred spring that was up there that we took a drink out of. Yeah, sacred, even though we have just like terrible pumps and machinery coming out of it. And obviously, cooking soup is a sin, because you would be boiling the blessedness out of it. We can't have that, can we? I also want to talk less because I want the music to show up. because the more you do this, the more the music slightly changes. Because the soundtrack for this game is quite something to listen to, especially on its own. Like, when tied to the game, it kind of makes a little bit of sense because of the general atmosphere and also the unease. Because I'll let it go for a bit, but you could hear the mix between the modern atmosphere, but also because INDIKA loves having a little bit of 8-bit, 16-bit stuff going on, that also bleeds into the music. Almost there. One more and we have a full barrel. After all, we're doing this because it's a game. And if it's a game, we get points, we get rewards. Don't you want your reward? INDIKA's trying so hard to work. There we are.
We haven't eaten even 10 of them. With God's help, we'll make it to spring. No way. Sisters won't eat after her.
Mother, the sign of the cross saves from the plague. But this, God forgive me.
Glory to... Smaragda, don't tempt me. I'm sending Evdokia to you. Don't let this one into the refectory.
O Son of God, accept me on this day as communicant of thy secret supper, for I shall not divulge thy mysteries to thy foes. I shall give thee no kiss akin to Judas, but as an outlaw shall I confess thee. Remember me, O Lord, in thy kingdom. May my communion of thy immaculate mysteries, O Lord, not be judged or condemned, but heal the body and soul. Servant of God, Seraphim, shall God and Savior Jesus Christ, for absolution and life eternal. Servant of God, INDIKA, shall now take communion with the body and blood of our Lord and God and Savior Jesus Christ.
We'll talk about that scene once we're done here. we'll talk about it because I have some critical thoughts about that.
What's in it? To know what's in it. She asks me what's in it. How would I know what's in it?
It is forbidden to leave the convent without a blessing. Despite her requests, Indika had not been blessed to leave for a full year. When she was tasked with delivering the letter, it took her completely by surprise. Even though she did not know the contents of that letter, she could not shake the feeling that it would play an extremely important, perhaps critical, role in her life.
What's in it? What is in it? What's in it?
What's in it? What's in it? What's in it? What's in it?
And somehow, delivering the letter is the same amount of points as putting water into a barrel. So, that scene, it's referenced a lot in terms of the wackiness and kookiness that INDIKA provides. Kind of the only one like it, though. They get rid of the hook very quickly into the game because we're about 15-20 minutes in terms of my speed anyway. You could be here in 5 or 10. Yeah, there's no break core and no other tiny men that happen in this game, because I would feel like if we spent more time, and honestly, if it was a completely different game, there would be an increasing level of wackiness that could happen if the game wasn't set entirely in the monastery. But it's not, because we're leaving. So yeah, there's a bunch of writing out there about INDIKA in terms of like its wackiness and kookiness, and I think they're talking about a completely different game. Like, there is some weirdness that kind of like pops up here and there, but more abrupt stuff? Not really. Except now we have the freedom to run. Alright. Fork in the road. Which road do we take to the monastery that we can't even, like, literally see? Wide open fields, ready to go. Adventure. It honestly doesn't matter which way you actually go, because it's just one tiny loop that will lead you down the little shack down there. Now, I don't know what kind of shoes INDIKA has on, but man, they are very good shoes for being able to deal with unkept, snowy, wet, icy stairs. You know, except for that part. But that part is simply there to say, well, you're not going back.
For the sake of the prayers of all the saints, Lord Jesus Christ, our God, have mercy on us. Tisha, I need to go to the other side. Georgie, pirate, be quiet.
The animals feel the unholiness.
They're just happy to see me. Tisha, I'm sorry.
The animals feel the unholiness.
I brought you some apples. Orlovka, your favorite. Tisha, I must hurry to the train. What have you done? Your steps are all wet. You'll slip and fall again. Don't worry, Tikhon, I understand. Forgive me, for Christ's sake.
Love that scene, especially how it ends. 'Cause it's just we're taking the Lord's name, which I find fun. Also, more giant animals. Georgian pirate are big boys. You can sense the unholiness, and then that gets into the contradiction of how to deal with unholiness. Either you do not engage with the unholiness, which remains yourself clean, or you actually do something about the unholiness, but that would mean engaging with it, which would make you unholy yourself. So you just are spouting out, okay, I'm not doing anything with you, even though you could get rid of it, but then you would have to engage with it, which means it would make you unholy yourself, and then, okay, screw you, buddy. The reason we need Tikon's help is because this is a two-man job. Because there's no way we're able to hit this lever and run all the way around in order to get across the river. No way, no how. The first actual puzzle in this adventure game is how to get across. Well, there's your observation of how to do that. Let's bring it over again. Ever had the feeling of being in a place that you're absolutely not wanted? Get that? I've gotten that a bunch, even at work. Previous work. But because it gets stopped here, it's long enough that you're able to run across and get across. And we can move on our way. For nothing. But before we go, let's take a seat and contemplate. First time out of the monastery. Let's mention briefly, because I can bring up the menu and go into our inventory, and there's some things that are in our inventory that we had not picked up yet. Like we picked up the reliquary and we picked up the asceticisms, the letter to Father Herman, Danilov Monastery, from Vavra, the Orlovka, which the texture is not... There we go. I have a problem with the PC version where the textures just don't want to pop in until you actually interact with it. Can't say those apples were particularly tasty. In fact, they were often unbearably sour, but the monastery doesn't have a lot of joys to offer. Apart from that, we do have some matches. Mafa decorated it for the arrival of Metropolitan Hilarion, but at the last moment, Father Vavra rejected the gift, so it went to Indika. Her rosary that she carries around her hand, the only way to drown out the devil's hateful voice. Meh. Oh. Meh. And also, come on, there you go. I don't need it to be more pixely than what we'll see of here. Indika's father, Pavel Sergeyevich, doesn't give her a blessing to keep a photograph, but for Indika, this picture is the last link to her previous worldly life. The word worldly describes Indika to a T. She's certainly much more open to a whole bunch of things than the rest of the monastery, which, as a nun, you're particularly closed off. Nice creative camera work. Alright. Off we go. And if we ever return, it will be too soon. I love this section. Because it says, hey, turn on the lamp, turn on the lamp. You don't. I find the lamp to be completely superfluous. For the most part. Like, yes, can turn on the lamp and ooh, there's light. But like most things, it naturally comes back.
Damn, Tikhon has the key. Oh, what an imbecile.
Indika loved Tikhon. Imbecile was a medical diagnosis, so she was just using the word literally. In any case, Tikhon couldn't hear her. Hypocrisy isn't really a virtue, is it?
Why am I bringing this out here? Well, oop. There's a thing up there, and you can place this ladder in different spots. Climb up. There are 3 collectibles in the game that are tied to achievements, and this one is the first one. Of course, Jesus would be one. Lord Jesus Christ, Son of God, have mercy on me, a sinner. It's bad that I'm playing this on a Saturday and not on a Sunday. It would be more appropriate there. And no, we can't just go down the ladder. We can just jump down. We do need the ladder, though. And we can't run with it, either. Alright, up and over. And then there's the whole moving around. We have to get all the way up there through this mechanism. Let's make our way. Now this next part, pretty much just going to be moving around and not actually doing the puzzle because, well, get some really nice commentary, and I don't want to ruin it with actually doing the puzzle in the middle of it.
It was as if the convent didn't want to let her go. Even though she knew there was no place closer to God, she yearned to leave it, at least for a short time.
Not true.
I think deep inside she hated her monastic cell, Smaragda's tasteless cabbage soup, the smell of rotting old women that even incense could not cover. Half of the sisters couldn't even read. Even if the abbess was literate, she surely didn't go out of her way to use that skill. Just like her personal hygiene, always at lunch, she would carefully clean the devil's work from her dentures with her finger. Indika hated endless prayers that were repeated so much they lost their original meaning. Hated to smile at Sister Martha's toothless jokes. Hated the fuming candles, the rotting potatoes, the never-ending advice and lectures, the humility, the fear of God, signing the cross over her mouth after every yawn, before entering the temple, after crying, after leaving the temple, after entering the refectory, praying before entering her cell, before going to sleep, before having a meal, repenting what she had thought or heard, listening to the depressing sisters' choir, the dissonant change ringing, signing the cross, fasting, apologizing, pretending to be interested in the lives of the saints, apologizing, repenting, praying, apologizing, endless oaths, the black veils, apologizing, crying, apologizing, apologizing, apologizing. Indika hated Smaragda's tasteless cabbage soup.
The Lord, O just one, thou hast received the gospel as a martyr. Thou art never turned away as the brother of God. Thou hast boldness as a hierarch. Thou canst intercede. Do thou intercede with Christ God that he may save our souls. Now I have come unto thee, my Lord and God, a sinful and burdened one, not having the boldness to look up into the heights of heaven because of the multitude of my transgressions.
This is a cool
And when
mechanic.
I cry to thee as the prodigal,
Although,
I sin before thee, O merciful Father.
It's one of the
Receive
things
me
that
with
is kind of
thy
underutilized, because
whenever
apart
I
from this
sin
one that kind of gets
for whenever
introduced to
I
it,
praise, for who can tell
there's
of
only
thy
one
mighty
other
works?
like it in the game.
O
There's only
Christ,
2 of
remember
these.
the multitude of thy
And I
wonders.
feel like there could have been another
I
one,
graciously forgive
although
my glory, O Father, and
I
among
feel like they
sins
were
I have scattered
limited
the
by
riches
what
which thou gavest me. My soul was
our
wasted
narrator
in his
was
barren
able to
good
say.
deeds.
After crying, after leaving the temple, after entering the refectory, praying before entering her cell, before going to sleep, before having a meal, repenting what she had thought or heard, listening to the depressing sisters' choir, the dissonant change ringing, signing the cross, fasting, apologizing, pretending.
There you go. That shuts him up. You can also get the folding icon before we leave. Bestow thy bounties upon thy people. Grant peace to thy habitation. Well, at least that gives us back most of the points that we lost. The more that we let it into our head, the more that it is taken away. Those men of intrusive thoughts? You must have them too. I sure do. You see this and you go, really? But I like the points. It keeps me directed. Keeps me focused. Like I'm only 43 away from the next level. I want to use that. I want to do something with it. Anyway. Getting to the train, she says. Yes, getting to the train anytime soon if the bridge is all the way up there.
I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ, what are you doing here? You. The cloistress is here!
Nun is fine.
The conventual is here!
The nun.
But listen, you're lucky to bump into me. I keep missing and I'm not good at this. Just
What?
Go. Get out of here. What? Who's there?
Lucky to bump into him. He's
not a great shot.
Yes.
Sorry, I can help if you let me.
I don't think it can be helped. His nobleness has decided to listen to the visitation one last time. So let him listen. Don't interrupt.
Excuse me, what happened here?
Have you heard the joke about a crowbar in a train toilet? So, there was this train with a bunch of convicts. They put a spring between 2 carriages while the train was moving. Tried to plan an escape, I guess.
How many died?
Mostly fugitives. Many of them were shot. Ever had to care for the sick?
Me? Of course. We often have to.
Then come with us to the station. All the wounded are there. Go, go! Ha!
Question is, are we ever actually going to get to the station? These things slowly into the river along with everything else. And you can watch it go all the way down if you really want. Judging by this boat, though, definitely not going to get into the river anytime soon.
Well done, Doctor. He says the wounded are waiting at the station and then injects a corpse with morphine. Maybe out of respect for his dying wish, or for the size of his epaulets. What do you think?
I keep hearing that question. What do you think? I don't think it matters what I think right now. Feeling of there being just so many oddities. Like, what is happening here? Judgment Day. INDIKA has seen many images of what awaits a sinner in hell, but you cannot remember seeing anything about what the righteous are supposed to do in heaven. Hell is so vivid. A place for everyone, if you count the Divine Comedy. Well, it's true in heaven there's also a place. People usually don't get that far. Alright. Piano. This is a fun puzzle. Multi-layered, multi-level. All to get this in the appropriate space. When you do that, the noise tips you off. We just need to do it one more time. Bring it over to that window. That's the only open thing we have. Certainly not getting up there. absolute mess. As if the world heaved. Yay! Well, the only thing we can do is just go to level 9. But you see what awaits us? So far ahead, look at that, it's ever changing, ever shifting. Our ultimate goal, 700 away.
Husband?
Husband?
I guess he was loved.
No.
Oh. I guess you have nothing better to do then. Whereas I have matches to use. Potential workshop. I was able to read. Now I kind of hope it's Cyrillic, but they could have turned Cyrillic and made it a little bit more not real. Paraskeva Friday. Indika's father, called Paraskeva, saint for girls. Perhaps because girls use the icon for fortune telling, chanting Paraskeva, Paraskeva, show the man I love forever. May the Lord have mercy.
Wow.
What, because of the doll on the hook? All the potential pantomime that was able to happen in this room? Eventually. Look at this sassy man. Ready to go. Oh, there's our bench. Our time to contemplate. See what's above. So much that towers overhead. It's best we're gonna get it for a photo mode in this game. Tie downs of houses that will inevitably fall. Want to go exploring houses. Certainly don't need screaming happening. Yeah, but...
Stop! Lost your nerve, huh?
Why do you stop me?
Since when do you obey me? Don't worry. Fear is a natural reaction, life-saving in most cases. What is your goal? To help the girl or show what a hero you are? Exactly. If you're trying to help, there's no chance.
Calculating chances in a time like this. How low?
Listen to her. Doesn't like getting abandoned in the middle of an act.
What?
What? Did you see the size of that thing? Maybe you wanted to join them.
Not bad, either.
Didn't have enough, you motherfucker. He's back at it again. Piece of shit. Fuck you. On my way.
Hold on. Wait!
Quiet. Stop yelling.
You've saved me, and I've saved someone too. Poor girl, a little more, and she could have... Oh, Lord have mercy on for us. And you didn't see, she got away. Well, I don't know how much, but if it weren't for me, God deliver us sinners from... Sorry, what is your name? INDIKA. You know, they say that every hour that a patient doesn't get medical attention, their chance of survival is half.
No idea where to take it or where it came from. Sister! Did you arrive safely? No incidents? Kasyuk, is that you? Wait a second!
Don't you dare! Alright? Hey, you! Drop your weapon! Drop it!
You drop your weapon!
No.
Throw your rifle here! Don't taint your conscience with sin!
You're going nowhere, mate! Alright? You won't...
Manage.
Won't manage.
I've got nothing to lose!
Fine, just... Don't shoot, alright?
Yes, INDIKA,
Do
take
it like
cover
this.
behind me.
Get on! Get on him! I'm telling you, go! Go! Get on! Get going! Get going, I'm telling you!
If I won't find him, huh? Yeah. Come on in! Yeah! Hooligan!
All right, time for this.
Wait! Please!
Oh, I love that little bumbler with the rifle.
Stop! Stop it! Now! Or I'll kill you! I'll kill you right here! Just wait! Stand!
Eyes on the road.
Why are you aiming your revolver at me?
Just
You won't shoot me.
back!
And why is that?
Just wait!
If you don't go faster, I will.
I'm not running anymore!
Wait,
Scoundrel!
not so fast.
This is a lovely scene. Just a whole mess of different emotions. Going like, yep, this is supposed to be high octane. This is very real. This is what this is.
I'll shoot you!
You got a guy who thinks he's in control but is a terrible shot.
Just come back!
No real control of the situation, and just INDIKA's just peddling.
Look! I've heard enough! Just stop! Hooligan! Come
It was at this point that I knew that the voice acting was going to be good.
We'll shoot! You bitch! You fucking bitch! Just wait!
Hey. Hey. Are you wounded? This is good.
What are you doing? What is... Oh my God. No, don't.
Oh, whatever you say. Get up. No, you don't need that. Let's go.
On this.
Well, either with me or with them, up to you.
Okay, come on. Let's go.
And so the adventure begins. Wanna not get that gun? No. Away!
Why are you rushing so much?
Sorry. We're doing no more than 5 verses an hour, though.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. How do you understand it, huh?
Is he talking about the word versed, or how to start an engine?
I grew up in a bike shop. My father sold them.
In Spasov.
Why in Spasov? No, in Gorodishi. I've never been to Spasov.
That's where I grew up.
The man's logic is flawless.
Are you embarrassed to be so close to a man?
She's been waiting for that. He's quite a looker, huh? Thick boy.
I must smell awful. No, they kept us in the train for 3 days.
Oh, don't worry. She likes it.
Whoa! Pardon.
Come on, grab her tits.
Hey!
Stop pretending. He's just like the men you imagine in your room when you're...
Enough!
All right, calm down.
Is he a bandit or a sissy?
Hold on to your seat, for God's sake.
Wait.
Whee!
Hey.
Alright, time for flashback. We start talking about INDIKA, and then we actually get into what's the other part of this game, which is all the really 16-bit inspired. Anyways, back in Gorodishi. Got it? Nice. It's a nice break from everything we have here. Plus, get those points. At least as best we can. But remember, the points do nothing. I want that one. Here we go. Now we just have to wait for Dad. Yeah, my day's doing good fine. Racing my dad. Ugh. Oh. Two wrenches, 3 and 13 millimeter, and a hammer. Then yours? Mine. Who are you? Mirko. Your bike is junk. Junk? First time you've seen a bike like this. Won't even make 10 versts. 10. There's a 4-liter boiler. It's more like 50. Yeah, sure. It's junk. Let me try. No. You know how much it costs? Don't be scared. Be careful. Just one lap. Screw boys and their toys. So, Dad? Nah, but just standing at the door for hours. But we had to celebrate and rejoice. For this brother of yours was dead and has begun to live, and was lost and has been found.
Hey. Are you alright?
I mean, just look at him.
Sorry, can I take a look, please?
There's nothing to look at. Better give me an injection.
Oh my god. I'm afraid this'll have to... If we don't amputate it, you won't survive the afternoon.
Our prison doctor, he told me the same thing. Word for word. But that was over a week ago.
And he didn't do anything?
Sadly, the only surgical equipment he had was a rusty wash basin.
Very funny.
All right. Don't worry. It should be like that. Only like that. I'm also talking to God.
To God. Great. You need to get up if you don't want to lose something else to frostbite.
Whoa.
It's tough talking about this game because a lot of people talk about like the difference now that we have both of our characters here. We have Vindika and Ilya. One talks to the devil, the other one talks to God. But the way that they write these two characters is very real. Like also, Ilya is mostly delirious for the very beginning, being shot with morphine, presumably. And also, Indika never shares.
What do you mean, you talk to God?
What? Oh, my arm. You've seen my arm, yes? It's been a week. Or more.
I doubt it. And what does God have to do with this?
Well, let me explain. Ever since that night, every event, it all happened as I was told it would. I'm certain I was the only one who left that train alive. It's all going according to plan. Every fucking step is God's plan, do you understand?
So taking me hostage was God's plan?
I know what you're thinking. But remember the gospel. The father who gave his money to the prodigal son, not to the beloved one. The good one. To the bandit. He who had been murdering and stealing but came back. He came back. Do you understand? I think the Lord is happier to see to see one repentant sinner than 100,000 righteous people. I don't know. They don't even need repentance. Do you hear me? You know, he laid everything out before me. Spread out like a deck of cards. The past, the present, the future.
Who?
God, who else? I was lying there, about to die. And a sister, just like you, brought me some water in this mug. And I was drinking and I saw ripples in the water. Little round waves. And heard a whisper. So I drank. And...
You heard God in a cup?
In a cup, yes. But that's not the point. I'll show you when we get there. Maybe we should go around.
And none of...
I would have to like pause and stop in order to get through the rest of that, but that was the majority of it. I just like the difference between him talking about God and then all of a sudden he's talking about well, the music is chiming in with its just odd little banter of just like, yeah, sounds like he's crazy.
Who the fuck would do this? It's as if they blocked the passage on purpose.
The brake is rusted shut. I have to find something to get rid of the screw.
It won't fucking budge.
Now it's time to go through a lot of dilapidated places and break some stuff. God's plan, you know? But first, it's bench time. Bench time. Time to contemplate. It is a very interesting game. Like, I wish interesting didn't, like, just, like, cut it off there, but whenever I've heard a whole bunch of people talk about it, like, it just kind of gets stuck there. It doesn't get further. Now, without getting into, let's say, weird, uncomfortable territory. Oop. Alright, I'll leave. Fine, game. How many more mushrooms do you need? Do you think? I think I need another 15 or so. Good. The life of God plays their Bartholomew. Unfortunately, it's like I'm not sure how accurate the printing is to say that it's like, okay, yeah, they're actually using Cyrillic here. Or some sort of version. The recluse was so mild and pious that even wild animals were not afraid of him. He fed birds, squirrels, and snakes. Even a bear came around once in a while to snack on Bartholomew's wild strawberry jam. Once, there was an argument between him and the bear that they could not resolve with words. Angered, Bartholomew struck the bear with his axe. Seeing what he had done, Bartholomew fell to the ground and rolled around in his tears, begging God and the bear for forgiveness. What happens when you eat in bed? Don't eat in bed. Eat around all of the gigantic fish cans. At least with playing like the entire game, the giant fish cans make a little bit more sense. It's certainly, yeah. Like, not yet. I've only checked one house. And to make it extremely like simplistic, Soma is kind of like to artificial intelligence and technology, whereas this game is to stance about religion. Get some light in here, especially by the end. I know I'm not going to get to the end of it today. That'll be for next time. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the ending of this game again. Yeah, exactly. There we go. Got a little bit of light in here. We also have hi. Hello there. You know, when you want to fake being in bed when you're escaping somewhere, you don't need to put in this much work. There's a thing over here. Yes. Life of St. John. One day, Venerable John fell into a pit. He was a God-fearing and meek monk. Right. On the third day, John doubted himself. Had he, out of cowardice, mistaken the Lord's test for his will? Should he sit at the bottom of the pit in his own filth, or climb out of the darkness and into the light? John started to pray to God, and he immediately gave John a sign. A spruce branch leaned down into the pit. John grabbed the branch and climbed out of the pit. After realizing that, in his hubris, he had been tempted by the demons, John cried. Terrified, he jumped back into the pit and prayed for God's forgiveness. God forgave John and awarded him with numerous spiritual gifts. Ah, good. Level. Having this adventure game with RPG mechanics is just kind of fun there. Okay, so how is INDIKA feeling? Are we feeling guilt? Or are we feeling shame? I don't think we're getting to the monastery anytime soon, so I feel like... Which is the more long-lasting part here? We could say... We could have guilt about what we're doing right now, or we could have shame about the overall duty that we're working with, because we're supposed to be delivering a letter to a monastery, and now we're definitely not doing that. So, shame fits a lot better there. And then we'll know what happens next when we get to the next part. Okay. Love that we can't use the door, but we can use the window. Yes, I'm familiar with this now.
Maybe there's something in that shed.
But locked. And I would need to go... Remember what I need in order to bridge this part. Right, there it is. There you are. Should be able to put it. Nope. Put it there. There you go. They do need to go into the shed.
I've missed this smell.
Could easily tell a 5mm wrench from a 40mm one just by looking at them. This one was somewhere in between. Good joke. I appreciate it. We have a full folding icon. Like sometimes like the detail they do put on these is quite nice. O Lord, cleanse us of sin. O Son of God, forgive us our wickedness. O Holy Spirit, come to us and heal our maladies. Alright, now I gotta get back to him though. We should be able to do nice and easy.
So?
Found a wrench.
Give it to me. I haven't thought about that.
we definitely spend so much time in that regard. Can't even use it that way. Okay, all the way back we go. That's fine. Ladder it is. Kind of thinking there was an easier way, but I guess not. Can't use it here. It's the feeling of, like, this would be a very... Visually coded, it would be a very just different game because, like, it's winter. It's winter. But this wouldn't make sense to happen in the summer. It would lose a lot of that meaning. Into the window. Hey, not the lantern. Put the lantern away.
Lord have mercy.
What's that?
Just a dog. Calm down.
I hate them. Hurry up.
Going at your speed.
Quiet, little doggy. We won't hurt you.
Are you crazy? Run.
Hello. How can anybody hate that?
How depressing.
Oh boy. There really is no consequence of dying, but I just found that fun.
Quiet, little doggy. We won't
Time
hurt
for our
you.
first antagonist of this game. Symbolic dog. I feel that this is more unsettling than the dog is. But you know.
You know, I would have already fucked you up with my bare hands if I wanted. Well, hand.
Why?
I mean, why the fuck did you throw away the revolver? You know, would have been useful. I mean, a girl. I would never. Oh, shit.
Tell me something. If you're God's chosen one, why didn't God heal you completely right away?
That's a good question. Here's your answer. Here.
Cadets. Has a slight different pronunciation depending on the character who says this word. 20th of March, at the Temple of John of Damascus in Spasov, the only rational remedy from infertility, insobriety, infidelity, and other physical complications and afflictions of the soul.
The Cadets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Come on.
I don't understand. So God had enough power only to stop the rotting, but to heal you completely, he needed some kind of tool.
It's not about the tool. A man can't be saved against his will, you see. Basically, it has nothing to do with my arm. It's about the path. path we've been given, and whether to follow it or not, it's up to us.
What do I have to do with it? So, possessed people are taken to the Cadets.
Everybody is. Do I look possessed to you?
No, not you. All right, let's get out of here.
Hoist me up.
Me hoist you up?
Yes, you. You won't be able to pull me up from up there. Shit.
Ilya? Are you alive? Ilya!
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
What's going on?
Just awkward stuff. Nothing huge. Nothing major. That this is the place that we're getting like that camera bit from, and it's just void. Just a whole lot of nothing. Okay, anytime now. There's only so much I can be next to a big, huge basin here. It's also at this point in the game where it's like...
Of course it wasn't a coincidence, and now INDIKA realized it too. She had heard about the Kudets and its miracles, but right now, in Spasov and Ilya, meeting a prisoner who talks to God would not be an everyday occurrence. Also, INDIKA took a liking to him.
Who, this one? No.
One way or another, there was certainly no doubt that she had to head for Spasov and not the Danilov Monastery.
The letter. I cannot neglect my duty. What if there's something important in it?
Open it. See for yourself.
No. Reading someone else's letter is a greater sin than not delivering it.
Greater? How much greater?
Twice as much. I don't know.
Interesting. So, not delivering 2 letters is the same as reading 1. What about stealing? Pocketing a ruble, for example. Is that worse?
Worse.
How much worse?
This is nonsense. You can't compare such things.
Why not? The priest imposes a different penance for different sins, and since you know for sure which is better or worse, there has to be a way of measuring. Then let us say that stealing is 10 times worse than not delivering a letter. What about murder? Let us put that at 1,000 letters. That would mean that if a postman were to lose
Never
a sack
argue
full of
with the devil.
he'd have a murderer. Although, maybe there should be a bulk discount. What about a rapist? A rapist is better than a murderer, right?
How do we put value to different actions? And whether one action is more valuable than the other? Why is it that I have to get 151 more points in order to level up in my religion, in my faith, when I could just level up right now?
You are not scared of the sin. You are scared of the letter. Perhaps you should not open it. Do not do it. even have anything to say. The abbess knows you inside out, so everything turned out just as written. Defrocked her? How did that happen? Even Evdokia wasn't after Tikon had knocked her up, but you! First, you got pushed out of your house, and then out of the monastery! And if, by chance, you were to kill someone and go to jail, sooner or later you'd get pushed out of there as well! Yeah, Daddy's gonna send another postcard for Easter. And it will get returned. Sorry, she's
I don't want to
not
say
here
anything.
anymore. Defrocked. So where now? Huh? So many options. Oh, well done, Barbara. You don't even have anything.
There we go. Okay. So now it's so good. He's so good. So now it's the second one of these. So we have to keep opening and closing this huge hallway based on our overall perception in order to get across. If I let it go here, down in the middle,
By chance, you were to kill someone
and the more we do this,
the
more our faith goes down.
Yeah, Daddy's gonna send another postcard for Easter.
Oh, I didn't even see that the animal was also. Oh wow!
She's not here anymore.
I didn't even notice that with the animal. Wow! So it's like I can put them back. We're all the way back together.
So also in these latter days hast thou made us anew by thy bloodshed.
All right. We need to go over to the left side.
The prodigal I have sinned before thee, O merciful Father. Receive me a penitent and make me as one of thy hired servants. As a disciple of the Lord, O just one, thou hast received the gospel as a martyr. Thou art never turned away as the brother of God. Thou hast boldness as a hierarch. Thou canst intercede. Do thou intercede with Christ God that he may save our souls. As of old thou didst raise up the paralytic, O
But you! First, you got pushed out of your house, and then out of the monastery. And if, by chance, you were to kill someone and go to...
Amazing grace, for who can tell of thy mighty works? O Christ, or who can number the multitude of thy wonders? This all is wasted with evil and is barren of good deeds. But I beseech thee, O Lord, pour out upon me a drop of thy mercy and cleanse me, for I am defiled by many sins, and I will praise thy name all of the days of my life. For as thou in thy deep wisdom hast had compassion on us, so also in these latter days hast thou made us anew by thy
This will take me a bit, because it's been a while since I've done this puzzle. I don't remember how to do it.
Tell of thy mighty works. O Christ, who can number the multitude of thy wonders? Like the man who fell among thieves and was wounded, so have I also fallen through my sins, and my soul is wounded. To
Right.
Defrocked her?
Up here.
How did that happen?
And connect.
Thou didst raise up the paralytic, O Lord God, by thy godlike care and might. Raise up my soul, which is palsied by diverse sins and transgressions, and by unseemly deeds and acts. That saved I may
It's all just pitch black.
Glory to thy power.
You were to kill someone and go to jail.
Man.
Sooner or later you'd get pushed out of there as well. Yeah, Daddy's gonna send another postcard for Easter. And it will get rid
As a disciple of the Lord, O just one, thou
That
hast
needs
received
to
the
all
gospel
open up.
as a martyr. Thou art never turned away as the brother of God. Thou hast
Okay, I can hold up the lantern. Open up, animal. Yeah, I definitely forgot that happened. Completely blanked that from my mind.
I have sinned before thee, O merciful Father. Receive me a penitent and make me as one of thy hired servants, because of thy boundless mercy and compassion.
Again, those kind of puzzles are really great. Unfortunately, there's only the two. Don't grieve over lost points. They're useless anyway. It is. Except it's less temptation and more just open mockery of imagining the devil just dancing around going like, oh, I love how messed up this is. I think I missed a collectible that was in before that puzzle, but oh well.
Where's the dog?
Good question. I haven't heard it for a while.
Listen, I'll help you get to Spasov.
somehow, Indika was convinced that the Kudets was going to solve all of her problems, that soon the voice in her head would disappear, and she would return to the monastery as someone who deserves at least forgiveness, if not everyone's love. She thought that years of suffering had been leading her up to this exact moment.
She's gonna be a hero.
I
She's
figured
gonna
out
bring
what
it back.
this place is. This is Denisovka, the paint factory. Martha told me about it. She's our iconographer. They make yellow paint in that shed.
Where is everyone?
There was an explosion. They say everyone was evacuated in one day.
Americans, I guess.
Very likely.
Or the English.
Or, it could have been self-inflicted? Going through the ruins of an entire place? Yeah, she says that line of just like, oh yeah, it's that shed over there. You could be anywhere and really have no context for what shed she's even talking about. Or around this. Yeah, here, in one of the bits. The Ascension of Christ. Thou hast ascended in thy glory, our Lord Jesus Christ, fulfilling the joys of thy disciples by promise of the Holy Spirit and confirming thy blessing. Now, in our inventory, there's a thing about that letter. Because the fun thing about that is Indika reads it. We don't ever get to know what's in that letter. Not at all. Not for us to really know. Yeah, it is morphine that we do pick up for Ilya. We got our fragment. Okay. So Christopher hails from a wild. I forget how to pronounce that word. Marmarise. Doesn't sound like it's a say. Its wolf-headed people were extremely tall and often exhibited terrifying behavior. This, however, did not prevent them from preaching the Christian faith, accepting the baptism, and dying like a martyr. So many of these places, like you walk into this place, a place that was destroyed in an explosion. Look at all the stuff that's still on the walls here. Now, the other thing I was going to mention before everything that the devil kind of went into was about the Kudets in general. Was like at this point when I was first playing it, I really had no idea about what the Kudets even was. It's just this thing, a tool. It was like, okay, what does it look like? Okay, some people, like possessed people, go to the Kudets. So is it a group? They really don't say what it is. And I love that this particular chapter is mostly just kind of wandering around, because you could finish this chapter in like 2 minutes by just going to the place you need to go. Or you could get, there's so many things that you can just go inside of for your own purposes. Once, a demon possessed the hair of Saint Metropolitan Cineast. His hair began to stand up like twigs on a broom when it was least expected. During his services, Cineast Mitre would jump up, scaring his parish. No matter how much he prayed, the demon would not let him go. One day, Cineas made 2 holes in his mitre and tied it to his head with a string so tightly that when he started the liturgy, instead of raising the mitre, his hair burrowed into his head. Since then, Cineas became meek and short-spoken, and the demon had to look for another host. This is how God taught the demon the lesson. Okay. Hey, Ilya, I really hope you're just not coughing weird places. That, but practical. That's too practical. Where? Yeah, because you really just have to go from the beginning of this place all the way out here to the monstrous mill. Then we'll go ahead and enter that. I think by the time we get through the mill is kind of where I'm going to stop.
Stairs! There should be a station behind the windmill.
Observational puzzle. Large slab of ice. Natural teeter-totter. And then we can get up.
Won't work with me. Wrong way. I won't make it.
Hold on. We'll think of something.
Wrong weight, and you also have use of one arm. People would complain about how we're just kind of making sure that Ilya, like we're just kind of leading him along. It's a little bit more of an escort mission.
What we need.
I don't think it ever felt that way. Because there's a bunch of things just within the mill here that we're going to do because we have to get Ilya in order to get somewhere. But it never felt tedious. I think it also helps that Ilya is not a whiner.
What's that? Dumb bitch.
Why are you standing around?
How long can dogs stay underwater, huh?
I don't know. I'd wait for a couple of hours, just to be sure.
Isn't it nice that Ilya can also see the dog and it's not just a hallucination?
The stairs are broken. We'll have to go through the mill.
Wah wah. Alright, here we go. Now, especially this one, unfortunately, I can't read this, and I would love to know what it says, among other signs, because this one seems very particular compared to the other ones, especially in this level. It's like, okay, it says something. I just don't know what. Alright, let's drop. I'm really good at making something that's 2 minutes long into something 5 times longer. Oop. I love turning around because the shadows that are there, at least what I can see, Make Ilya a little bit terrifying. So yeah, we need some light, please. There we go.
How beautiful.
We had this one artist in the clink. He drew his family on the wall with his own shit. They look so lifelike.
What?
He was like that. Didn't manage to finish the drawing of the daughter, though. Left her with just one eye. He got stabbed.
Because of the stench?
No. He was drawing on the wall outside. It was minus 30 degrees. Shit doesn't really stink when it's cold. He got stabbed because, well, it's against the code.
I'll probably take a screenshot later and see if I could potentially translate it, or maybe just look around and see if it was already translated by someone else. Because I am interested to see what that sign particularly actually says.
So where do we go now?
The elevator. Here's the gearing. Planetary gear set. By blocking one of the wheels, you can change the direction of the shaft rotation.
I see.
Okay, if I remember correctly, I can skip a little bit of this by just moving this along.
Nothing works here right now.
I just need to get on top of this.
What's the hold up?
Right, I forgot which one is actually supposed to be. Not the rounded one, because there's the three versions. It is one of these four that you have to get. One, of course, is broken. But yeah, it's this shape. It'd be interesting to see if, like, they tried to randomize it, but because of the structure of the whole thing, that they simply weren't. Because every single time it's this shape.
It's a cotter, a safeguard. It breaks when there's an overload to protect the important parts of the engine.
I see.
Again, she's described as worldly because ever seen a nun who is interested in mechanics? All right.
It worked.
And now
Down!
you can control Ilya, because he's going to be in the elevator for a bit.
I can't go down. Something's in the way.
Up!
Going up.
Connect back to him. Is how did I do this? Oh right. Need the card. Very cool. All right.
Down!
Here we go.
Going down.
Because that also gets into the conversation of, well, INDIKA knows a whole bunch about different things because of what she's been exposed to, which is how knowledge works. So, flashing back to the beginning of the game in the first devil puzzle, where it just breaks up the room, like the devil's talking about how so many of the nuns are illiterate and don't know anything, and they are terrible hygiene because they don't know any better, because they are holed up shut-ins that refuse to know anything. And then you turn around and go, okay, well, we have INDIKA here, who absolutely is not like that, and she's all the cooler for it.
Oh shit.
That's our exit.
So you're suggesting walking that plank?
Are you afraid of heights?
No, no.
Yeah, I forgot about this part.
We should have gone around.
Ever been to the circus?
Yeah, yeah.
I think when I first played it, the balancing was not this like easier to work with. All right, this part. I don't like this running part. Its timing is very weird. Plus, there's something connected to it which you could completely miss because you have to do the running and then also stop in order to get it. It's halfway through here. Right in this shed. You can turn around and right here. It's way too long. Matt. Nope. Okay, I waited too long. I think it's because I've already done it.
We'll all be there at some point.
Because there is that picture up on the corner there that you can pray to, and that gives you an achievement. But I've already done it, so it's not actually a huge thing. I should actually be able to just run and grab it. Nope. I just want to be cool. Whee! There we go.
I could say, God rest your soul.
Ah, that's good. Back in here. Over. Hi, I'm just waiting. Just waiting for the opening.
What a pity.
Ah. Yeah, they brutally ragdollize her. Smack! Yeah, it's the timing of the moving parts in this section that are difficult to manage. Yeah. Okay, go around. And maybe die again. Yep. Okay. Okay. Worked it out. Remembered what to do.
Sorry.
We killed it.
The dog deserved it. It's bad. It's sinful.
There are no sinners among dogs. Only humans can sin. Tempted by the devil. And that dog, its humans left, stopped feeding it. So it became a matter of survival.
Interesting. So what's the difference between a human and a dog? The thing you're blaming the devil for is as likely to happen to a human as it is to a dog. It gets angry when its food is taken away. It's ready to tear anyone apart if its possessions are threatened. A dog gets sad if its beloved human is not around. It gets jealous, anxious, even sodomy is possible. Remember that one time when Georgie...
That's different. They needed to survive. To find the most promising partner, give birth to offspring.
And a human? You have such a simple explanation for a dog. But how come humans can never do without divine or devilish intervention?
All within that piece of cinematography. It's...
Finally, the station.
Does a dog have a soul? Dogs adore their masters. Is that even possible without a soul?
Does one need a soul to feel love?
Is it possible to love without a body? What remains if you deprive a dog of a body? How can it love something it can't hear or sniff? How can it remember someone it loves if it loses its brain with its memories? In a world without bones, cold, procreation, beautiful women, rich men, bodies, basically. Passion, kindness, love. Can any of it exist without the body?
For a dog?
What? Yes. For a dog.
Now has risen from the dead and given life upon this world. We have witnessed thy resurrection, O Lord. Very Soma. Can we experience things without the body? Can we experience things without senses? For anybody? I think in here I can actually get through the station as well. Other side of the mill. Yeah, I can get through the station. Here, we're pretty close to where the... I want to say the third act kind of starts. But really, the second half of the game is after this point. Plus, we can end off of something really fun and a little bit cathartic after everything. I don't think there's anything else. I don't think so.
Maybe the crane could move it.
And it's through the body of the main character, and the main thing you're using is sight, what they see, roughly. And then, but also touch. So, and then also hearing but that is easily muted. So how much could you get rid of before you're really not experiencing the game worlds? Like, you could get rid of touch. I could still see. But then if I don't see, does it cease to be?
If this thing still works, it's a miracle.
Alright, time for a fun game. Of really, like, very little consequence. Lift and lower the cargo.
How can I detach the load? Gotta figure it out.
Why figure it out? It works anyway, right? Look.
And we get to break stuff.
On the other side.
I was remembering this that was a little bit faster last. It seems slower than it was before. But yeah, you really just need to bring this all the way to the end here, and if you play this through the first time,
What are you doing?
Breaking stuff. Oh, we do have to go underneath, but that because that one's lifted.
When's the next train? What if it's tomorrow?
The station must have the schedule.
What's the point? I don't think it's gonna stop here.
So what do we do?
Have you read Mark Twain?
Tom Sawyer?
Yes.
So...
I like it.
Me too.
Watch it!
I'm doing fine. You get rewarded for breaking everything, too.
Watch it! Watch it!
Need to be over on that side. And we more. Yeah, this is a fun little distraction.
That one. Let's jump.
What?
Jump.
The music tried there to sound cool.
Your ideas are so strange. For a nun.
Those aren't my ideas. I mean, I didn't choose the monastery life.
Were you sent there against your will or something?
Not against my will. I mean, when you're 15, the monastery isn't really a dream destination. But there was no other way. Sometimes there are circumstances. You have a choice with a monastery or...
Circumstances? You were 15. And now you're like an angel of God. Even though you're black all over. I
Maybe
mean,
you've
your
never
clothes,
met a
your
creature
clothes are
that
black.
has fallen as far as I
Not
have.
anything else. Fallen? How? Yellow ticket or something?
What? I've only known one.
Have you been married?
No, never. Why am I even explaining myself to you?
Get some sleep. Tomorrow's a big day. Sava Iliak coming to make his official proposal. Look, it's such a starry night, but one star is missing. When were you on the roof? Gotta time this. Here we go. Gotta jump with it. Good. Nope. Good. Thank you. I almost screwed that up completely and it was merciful. The only mercy I'll get. Where's Sava? I don't know any Sava. Should have known. 1 star is missing. How so corny. Where's my bike? Listen, something happened. You're not gonna believe me. The scumbag. But they always fall for the musician. What is that melody? I wrote it. Lying again. I'm not. I wrote it that evening when I met you. There we go. All right. And this is the beginning of being in Spasov. So I'll let the opening play, at least. But this is where we're going to stop for today. Spasov is a good place to stop.
Where are we going?
This is the Spasov fish factory. I think nobody's there now. That's good. And the line to the city's always open.
How do you know all this? Have you worked there?
Oh, not a chance. My mum worked there.
Didn't you say there was no one here?
Oh, fuck, I think they're offloading. Be quiet.
What's it doing?
Fuck!
I forgot the call is this early. This room is so early.
Stench.
Thought it was a couple chapters later.
Disgusting.
Oh, that smell. Reminds me of my mother. She could never wash it off, no matter how she tried. I even loved that smell. And she was shy about it. Whenever she had to go to the store or was summoned to my school, she used some unbearable perfume. It would tickle my fucking nose whenever she hugged me.
Where is she now?
I don't know.
Well, I'll leave us in the sparkling coal room. Right underneath here. Kind of in the dark. At least put my lantern on. And then we'll continue it from here and we'll finish up INDIKA next time. Because it should take me like roughly like an hour and a half, 2 more hours in order to get through the rest of the stuff if I'm kind of wandering around and taking my time and contemplating things. So that'll be it for there. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here, because bouncing things back and forth is also really good. Also really good to do, because otherwise I would just sitting here just kind of contemplating by myself. But thank you for also doing that with me. I really appreciate it. All right, lovely. So we left in here. I do have to say goodbye to the audio right at the very end, though, because I do need to bring up you. There we go. All right, anytime. It should be next week that we go ahead and do more of this. So next week we'll finish up INDIKA and then move on to different pastures, I guess. It'll be fun. All right. Thank you for being here. Take care of yourselves. Take care, everyone. Bye. Bye.